Hello, brilliant minds. Welcome to Grade Syllabus Hub. I am your teacher, Rabia Huma Imtiaz. Today we are reading a mysterious and heart-wrenching story about the discovery of two wolf children in a jungle. This tale explores the boundary between humans and nature, and the moral is that true courage lies in compassion. When we see something we do not understand, we should try to save and help it rather than fear it. Let us begin. On November 4th, Mr. Ali took the two girls to the orphanage in the city. His wife, who helped run the orphanage, could hardly believe her eyes as she watched the wolf children. Both had thick, rough skin on their hands, knees, and elbows because they moved on all fours. When they wanted to go a short way, they used their knees and elbows, but when they wanted to run, they would travel using their hands and feet. Mrs. Ali gave them each a dish of milk which they lapped up. When she tried to touch them, they growled and snapped at her hand. The girls were given the names Asma and Sarah. It was clear that Asma was several years older than Sarah, and Mrs. Ali guessed that Asma must be about 8 years old. The Alice had no way of telling whether the two girls were sisters or not, and they had no idea how they had come to live with the wolves. It seemed a miracle that they had survived in the jungle for so long. Mr. Ali decided that the discovery of the children should be kept a secret. His wife agreed that this was best for the girls, but it was a secret that the Alice were not able to keep for long. When Mrs. Ali tried to give the girls their first bath, the orphanage echoed with their howls. Soon, talk of the wolf children spread through the city. The first lesson that Sarah and Asma had to learn was that they were not wolves. This was far more difficult than Mrs. Ali had imagined. Although she deliberately played with other children in front of Sarah and Asma, she could not get the wolf girls to behave like humans. For weeks they ignored the games and laughter of the children. Instead, they preferred to crouch in the shade or stand motionless with their faces to the wall. Only at night did they become active. They would howl eerily or hurl themselves at the wall in an attempt to escape. They would only feed like wild animals, taking raw meat and liquids which they would drink in a crouching position. When Mrs. Ali gave Sarah and Asma toys to play with, they simply chewed them as if they were bones. Whenever people went near them, they snarled and arched their backs, shaking themselves backwards and forwards. One little orphan boy tried to make friends with the wolf girls. When they decided to attack him, they treated him like a wolf cub, and Mrs. Ali had to rush over and rescue him. Mr. Ali realized how difficult it was going to be to educate the girls. Even after months in the orphanage, no progress had been made. It was clear the girls did not think like humans. For them, it was more natural to behave like wolves. Then both girls fell seriously ill and sadly, Sarah died of kidney disease on September 21st, 1921. For Asma, the younger wolf girl's death was a terrible setback. She howled for many days and refused to eat, and all she would do was sniff around for Sarah's scent. Gradually, Asma turned to Mrs. Ali and slowly began to respond to the woman's patience and kindness. At last, she started to eat cooked meat, and the day came when she made her first human sound. Mrs. Ali massaged Asma's thin legs every day so that Asma could stand upright. Early in 1922, she could walk on her knees, and a few months afterwards, she rose up on her 2 legs for the first time. It was a wonderful moment for Mrs. Ali, who had patiently spent hours with Asma, and Mr. Ali was also delighted. He held out his arms like a proud father as Asma took her first few faltering steps, and now Asma began to trust humans. By 1929, Asma had managed to learn about 50 words. In the orphanage garden, she started talking to the flowers and animals. Asma understood most of the things that were taught to her, but she spoke very little herself. When she thought nobody could hear, she would sing lots of little phrases to her audience of chickens, goats, puppies, and trees. Then Mrs. Ali was forced to leave the orphanage for several weeks because her aunt was seriously ill. Asma could not understand why Mrs. Ali had left her, and for 2 weeks she went back to her old ways. She sat in a dark corner swaying backwards and forwards, and although everyone in the orphanage was worried about her, there was nothing they could do as Asma refused her food and stopped singing to herself. At last, Mrs. Ali returned, and when someone cried, "Quick, Asma, Mama has come back," the words acted like magic. Asma ran to greet Mrs. Ali, and both were overjoyed to see each other. Mrs. Ali held out her arms, lifted Asma up, and covered her face with kisses. Asma refused to let go of Mrs. Ali's hand for the rest of the day. That night, Mr. Ali sat in his study writing up his notes and smiled to himself. Asma had learned something more important than how to walk and talk. She had learned how to love a human being. On November 14, 1929, Asma died of kidney failure. She was greatly mourned by Mrs. Ali and the rest of the children in the orphanage. Moral: true love and patience can tame the wildest of hearts. Humanity is not just about how we talk or walk, but about how we love and care for one another.